see a sucker suit on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region Today. I'm so happy you're joining us today. We've got a great lineup with lots of really great things coming up in our community. We're going to be starting out with Opera Saratoga. They're in from Saratoga to talk about Katie the Strongest. Well, that's going to be interesting, so we'll talk about that. And then I invited Rudy Lou here, and he's a photographer. I see him all the events, taking photos, and I thought it's time to have a conversation with Rudy and hear about his photography. Then the Schenectady Civic Players are doing a play called August, Osage County, coming up pretty soon, and we'll talk about that. And also Harbinger Theater will be here as well, and they're talking about their play coming up, In the Blood. What's really interesting about this is they're going to be performing this at the St.Rose Theater. It'll be their last production at St.Rose Theater. So if you want to see the St.Rose Theater, you know, this is the time to do it. And then Schenectady Pride Festival is coming up. They've got a lot going on. They've got a sale, and they've got planning meetings, and they got all things going up. We're going to hear more about that, and that's coming up in June. But right now we're going to start out with our first guest, and we have Amanda here, and she's going to be talking about Katie, the Strongest of the Strong. Did I get that right?
You did. That's right. That's the title, Katie, the Strongest of the Strong.
Yeah.
And it's our educational tour that we're bringing this season, this year, this March, going around to all the different schools in the area, as well as doing 3 performances for public, 2 of which are free. But it's a story about Katie Sandwina.
It's
a true story about a historical figure named Katie Sandwina, who was a circus strong woman, and she defied all odds, and then she became a big part of the women's suffrage movement and all about voting for women, and we feel like that's a very important point to get out there. Mm-hmm. And we have a really strong cast. They came in, I heard them yesterday, and I'm really, really excited about this show.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how does the opera set in with this? Now, tell me about how the storyline and the opera, and how many performers?
So there are 5 singers, 5 female singers in this particular show, and we have a music director who will be playing the piano for all of it, as well as directing the singers. So as an opera, everything's a little bit larger than life, but also with circus strong women, that's also the case. So the story kind of lent itself extremely well to opera. So, you know, it's telling the story, but having moments of song that really break through and tell about what's going on with the characters. But it really is about how Katie became this famous strong woman against all odds.
She was really a strong.
She was. In fact, a true fact that is part of the opera is that she actually would lift her husband. She was strong enough that she could lift her husband.
Wow.
So it's just a really neat story and just very timely this season.
Well, I like
year.
it because it's Women's History Month.
That's right. That's what we thought. You know,
yeah, so
it
it's
just
a perfect.
really works.
So how many children or young people, I don't want to say just children, but
Yeah.
young people are you reaching, and are adults able to see this?
Absolutely. You know, I always say young at heart. Young is a state of mind. So I think that it's appropriate for anybody who is interested in the topic, is interested in hearing some fantastic singers singing some beautiful music, and just learning a little bit more about this specific topic. So you know, we will reach, hopefully, you know, we hope to reach around, you know, 20,000, something like that.
Really,
with
that's
the different,
a wonderful number. And,
we hope.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure it will happen.
Yeah.
I guess I was going to ask you, is this a new production, or is this something that has been performed elsewhere?
It has been performed elsewhere, but it is still new. I think we're probably the 2nd or 3rd company to do it, but it was produced first down at Houston Grand Opera as part of their outreach program. And so it was derived for that program and composed by Faye Chow and Anton Dudley. So it's a new work in the fact that it has been written recently and premiered recently, and we're just really excited to keep bringing more life to this show.
Okay, so I think we need to talk about the dates.
Absolutely.
And when can the public see it, or when, and if you go to schools, obviously it's right in the school, but
That's right.
you do have public productions.
Yeah, we are going to have 3 public performances as part of this outreach. One is on March 16th, Saturday, March 16th at the Hyde at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's free.
And where's the Hyde located?
Up in Glens Falls. Please visit our website
In case
to find
someone doesn't know.
specific addresses. And then we're going to be doing another free performance at the Children's Museum at Saratoga, which is right at the entrance to the Saratoga Spa State Park.
Yeah, they moved actually.
Yeah, they did.
They got
and
a new
they've got
location
a
there.
fantastic space. And that's going to be on Saturday, March 23rd. And then the final public performance is on a Thursday at 11, Thursday, March 28th at Troy Music Hall.
And that's going to be there's a charge.
There
for
is
that.
a charge for that
But
one.
it's minimal.
Yeah, it's a minimal charge.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make it as accessible to as many people as possible.
So we're talking about Katie, the strongest of the strong, and how you're reaching this children in school that probably have never even heard of opera or know what opera is unless they've been watching Pavarotti somewhere. But basically, it's kind of a musical style that a lot of people have not been exposed to.
That's true, and that's one of the reasons we feel very strongly about bringing it to schools and getting it to students at that young age so that they can at least have an exposure to it and understand that, you know, that we're all everyday people who also happen to sing in this particular style.
Right.
But we find that the children truly love the shows and really are some of our most enthusiastic audiences. So it really is a wonderful thing to get to do.
So, so we're talking about Katie, the strongest of the strong, but do you have anything else coming up?
Absolutely, and thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So the same singers and performers in Katie, the Strongest of the Strong are going to be performing at what we call Pasta and Puccini, which is
and Puccini.
Pasta
I
and
love it.
Puccini. So it's a lovely event we try to do yearly, and this year it is on Thursday, March 28th at 5:30, I believe, is when it starts, and it's at the historic factory building in Ballston Spa.
Oh, really?
So it's a really neat space, first of all, but secondly, it come for the camaraderie of other people who enjoy this type of music, and have a wonderful meal and listen to some fantastic singing, much of which is Puccini, but then there's other singing as well that goes on as part of it, with these same singers who are here as part of Katie, the
same
Strongest
singers.
of the
Oh,
Strong.
okay, good.
So
Yeah.
you get to hear them and doing a different
And do we get
style.
pasta with that?
Absolutely, that's part of the name, so you gotta have some pasta. Then in April, we have our America Sings program, which is our program to amplify BIPOC singers in the opera field, and we perform that at Cafe Lena. So we're gonna be doing that on Sunday, April 7th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
The music will fill that place.
It
I
sure
can
will,
tell.
and that's a lovely
It is a
venue.
lovely
So
venue. Been around a long time.
yeah, and then we hit our festival, which is our big time.
And you'll be
in
on
the
again. I
summer.
think someone will be on again to talk
That
about
hopefully
that.
bring
Yeah.
it. We would
Yeah.
love to. But yeah, so we'll be doing. We have 3 big shows this summer. We're doing Guys and Dolls, the musical. We're
Guys
doing
and Dolls. Wait,
yeah.
for opera?
Yeah, so opera has found a voice in classical musical theater. And
wonderful.
so we have found that we really enjoy doing a little bit of both and giving the
That's
exposure.
a wonderful production. Yeah,
So-
Damon Runyon's stories are wonderful.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. And then we're doing Così fan tutte is our opera by Mozart. It's one of his masterpieces.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're calling this season Betting the Line because those are 2 pieces about bets. And then our biggest bet of the season is we're doing a world premiere opera, and we're bringing in a composer in residence who is going to compose the piece during the 6-week festival with our festival artists, and they're going to perform it at the end. So that's the biggest bet of all.
Sounds like you've got a great lineup,
We're
and I
very
hope that you
excited.
have a great turnout of young people. They'll be their captive audience when they're in school.
That's right.
But we have to make sure that they do come to the other productions
Yes,
as well.
and please, visit our website, operasaratoga.org, to learn any more about all of our productions, and we would love to see you there.
Good. Thank you, Amanda. It's so nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
We're going to switch right over to my other side. We're talking with Rudy Lou. Now, Rudy Lou, I have seen so many times at, it could be Music Haven, wherever it is, wherever there's music, you're there, or anything else.
Yes, I do a wide variety of things. Most of the work that you'll see out there is music, but I do several other things, and there'll be some photos that you'll take a look at.
Yeah, we have some photos here. Why don't we bring up a photo or two and just take a look at them and see what we have?
Okay.
I think there we are. Okay. I love, these are amazing. You did one, is that black and white? Or?
The black and white is done in some, yes, black and white's wonderful. That particular black and white is done with a process known as infrared photography.
Infrared photography, you did mention that, and I don't know what that is.
Okay, that basically is where the sensor has been modified one way or another to see wavelengths that are longer than what the eye can see. And it produces some very eerie effects, as you can see. That was done in the springtime. And you can see the leaves are white. It's just very unusual.
I thought it was a very stark.
Yeah, it is stark, and it is used commercially. If you watch the latest Dune flick, there are black and white sequences, and the cinematographer photographed those in infrared to get those very stark images, and they actually created scenes that were painted to accentuate the black and the white. And if you photograph people, you go beyond the what you see on the skin. It goes very deep. It goes beyond the wrinkles and stuff. So it can be flattering.
I like, black and white is people, when we talk about film anyway, black and white does some really beautiful imaging with the lighting and everything where you don't see that in Technicolor.
No, you don't. And what it does to me at least, you can get more texture.
Yes.
And on top of that, I think you get a little bit more emotion. You can get the person to feel something different than color. I love colors, don't get me wrong.
I agree. But
but a lot of times you can get the essence of whatever you're trying to photograph using black and white.
Yeah, I think Marlene Dietrich and Greta Garbo and some of those had a real feel for how to set themselves to get the right lighting.
Absolutely, yeah. That was the photographer and using the right lights.
Exactly.
I captured those lights. I don't quite know how to do that since my background is nature. Rather than portraiture.
Yeah, and you do, and we did look at, and can we bring that up one more time? I'd just like to look at the one that was the color on the right, the other one. Back it up,
Okay.
There it is.
That one was taken in Iceland.
Iceland? Did you go to Iceland?
Yeah, I went to Iceland, it's almost 3 years ago.
Wow.
I took an 11-day photo safari. I highly recommend it to people. The one thing I do recommend, don't go on your own if you want to photograph, because the weather is unpredictable. And if you have a guide, they have secondary places you want to photograph, and be prepared for all kinds of change of weather. I happen to be there early fall, and that is a glacial lake. I'm standing on top of that.
You must be right at the top, right?
Yeah,
Looking down
and you can walk down.
I had to look at that picture to decide, wait a minute, what perspective is this?
Yeah, that's looking down, and you can walk all the way down, walk all the way up, and if you don't want to wander too far on the island, Reykjavik, it's near the capital city, Reykjavik, which is the main airport that you fly
I did
into.
not even know what the capital was. So.
Yeah. Well, the whole island country has about half the population of Vermont, and it's a lot larger an island. So you get a real appreciation of what starkness and what a rural life is.
Okay, and let's look at the second set of pictures, and just to get an idea of what we're looking at there, because this is a lot of your photography with events and things.
All right, which one are we looking at now?
Well, we got 4 of them up there.
All right.
They're all up there at the same time.
All right,
I'm a little lazy about
the dark one, I believe. Oh, that was taken about 11 years ago. That was taken of. The name is escaping me.
That's okay. It was taken 11 years ago. That's
11 years ago, and that's.
At an event.
Yeah, that's an event at the 8th step.
Oh, at the 8th step.
Yeah.
Well, that's a darker setting.
Yeah, and I happened to be. This is the end of a session at the dark, and the artist. She surprised everybody. She's known as a folk singer. She came on with a punk rock band, and she's Native American.
So that was a surprise.
Yeah, and they danced off the stage, and I happened to just by chance catch the moment where they're dancing. Appears they're dancing around her.
Cool. Yeah. And and then the rest are, because I know you take a lot at at Music Haven and any of the Nippertown and events.
Yeah, the one at
Nipperfest, I guess.
Yeah, Nipperfest. At Music Haven constantly.
Yeah.
That's where I actually learned. I think
you get some really good shots because I see you up there and you're pretty close to the stage and you're looking up at the end, and I'm looking and I'm saying, now what shot is he going for? So I and then I see it in the paper and it looks awfully good.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find what works for that, and I have the privilege right now of going backstage and meeting the artists, so I know a little bit about what they're doing, and I try and preview on YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah. What got you interested in photography? Or is this your background? Is that what you got your degree
Actually,
in?
my degrees are in the sciences. I have a master's degree in biology.
Okay, so that's why you like nature.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
And I've liked music. I've been a music nerd since I've been in high school.
Yeah. So that kind of
I blended the two together.
Photography.
Yeah.
So I know that you are changing. You're not changing careers, but changing directions. So tell me what you're doing.
All right. I was affiliated with Nippertown.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Mirth Films.
You
there's a little bit of everything.
What's Mirth Films?
Mirth Films. We're evolving. I think is the best way to put it.
Is that real films?
Yeah, they started out with videos,
Okay.
and mainly videos of jam bands, which was the original interest, and we've expanded to do other things. We're hoping to be what's known as the BuzzFeed.com of the area.
Okay, I like that name.
Yeah, and what we're also doing is it's basically anything that somebody feels like doing. We've got a series on Reuben sandwiches, believe it or not.
Reuben sandwiches. I love Reuben sandwiches.
Oh, you've got to watch them then. Yeah, we've got an ongoing series on Reuben sandwiches.
Are you serious about sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
Do you know I spent a weekend trying to figure out to make the perfect Reuben sandwich? I was so sick of Reuben sandwiches at the end of the month Sunday that it was like,
well, we're going to the various.
We're
going to various places in the area to see who makes a good one in an evaluation.
Like
yeah, it's very cute. It's cute.
Sandwich.
It's cute, and I'm hoping to put up some of my landscape stuff. Other people are doing that, going to do that too. Whatever moves us, whatever might be interesting, and we are expanding. We have a representative in Philadelphia. We've had some work done in Tennessee, so it's what I want to do. Get a little bit more than local. Not that the local isn't important. But,
well, now when you do that, you allow other people in other areas to see us.
Exactly.
Right.
That's part of what I think of.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, because all the nasty names this area has been called in the past. I'm trying to show people it isn't true.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well, there's always the naysayers.
There always will be.
Somebody's got negative to say something about. I don't care what it is, they'll find something wrong.
Oh, absolutely. But we have a lot of things.
We're not going to let them do it, though, are we?
Absolutely not.
Good. Well, I love your photography, and
Thank you.
I know you're on Facebook. Check them out on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, and I have a website that's being revised called RudyLouPhotos.com.
Okay.
All right, and I can
so
be
are
found.
you still going to be doing like photography at Music Haven? And
Oh
Nipper-
yes, I will be
Nipperfest
doing
and
that,
things like
and that will be on Facebook.
Okay.
All right. What I've been doing is working with, actually not working for Mona, and
Mona Golub, she's just
absolutely.
She brings in such wonderful talent.
Yeah, and you don't know all the background of trying to do that because a lot of them are from abroad and they're touring, so you're trying to get a match.
And I remember one time that she had a tour coming in and they couldn't get visas.
Exactly.
At the last minute,
Yeah, that's the nature.
Political.
That's the nature of touring having foreign musicians from abroad. It's real amazing. But anyway, you'll see those usually the day after the Music Haven concert.
You'll see Rudy running around in front of the stage.
He's got
all his cameras on him, and he's got his hat on, and he's out there taking photos. And
that's my only exercise, unfortunately.
well, I'm glad that that's your only exercise right now because I love your photography.
Well, thank you so much.
That you're very talented with
Thank you
this.
very much.
And Rudy, I hope to see you at some more events.
Do you
do any photography here at Proctor's at all?
Oh yeah. I've done some of the shows. I do the 8th Step and some of the concerts. The first concert that I actually got exclusives was at Proctor's. I was scared out of my life. I said, "Oh my God, I'm the only one here." Because she said, "You're
better be good."
You're the photographer. I said, "The photographer."
What was it? Can
It
you share?
was
Musical?
Preservation Hall.
UPH
Preservation Hall.
up,
No, that was here many years ago, 2008.
Oh, Preservation Hall. You're right.
Yeah, Preservation Hall and the Blind Boys of Alabama did a tour
I
there.
remember those.
That was a wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you've really come a long way.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love your photography, and I just had to have him on here because I've been following him. He doesn't know that, but I've been one of his fans for a while.
I really appreciate your support.
And it's always good to see him, and once in a while you'll see him at a production or you'll see him taking photographs. So, Rudy, it's been a delight to have you on the show.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Fun. Keep having fun.
Well, thank you.
And being a positive role model for our community.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rudy. We're going to switch over and talk to our next guest coming up, and we have the Civic Players in August, Osage County. What's going on in Osage County in August?
Oh, lots of
yeah, Melissa and Carol with us. Go ahead.
lots of dark family drama.
Yeah.
It's a Pulitzer Prize winning play. I don't know that it's been done locally before.
I don't believe so.
I don't think it has. So
I don't think
I
it
don't
has
want to
either.
offend anyone if they have, but as far as I know, I think this is the first time.
I've been doing this show now for 26 years, roughly. We're in 26 years, and I don't recall ever having anyone on.
It's huge. It's a huge show. It's a difficult show. So if you like Tracy,
back up. Difficult for the actors or for the viewers?
no, well, I think all the way around. It's technically difficult. It's got a large cast, which you don't see very often anymore, and so if you, this will probably be your only opportunity to see it. So we really encourage everybody to come if you possibly can. It's both a comedy and a drama. It's
what do they call that? Dramedy? Dramedy, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a comedy too. It's got funny moments in it.
Yes.
Okay.
And which is always the best theater. So written by Tracy Letts, and it's just a one-of-a-kind piece.
How many? When you say it's a large cast, are you talking 20? Who are you talking?
15, I think.
15.
Well, there's 13.
13?
That's a large cast.
That is a large cast.
I mean, for a musical, it'd be okay, but for a production like this, that's a lot of people, especially when you have to do rehearsals and get everybody together. And
Yeah, that's been a challenge.
So tell me, okay, let's start with Melissa. Tell me about your part and how you got into the skin of the character.
Sure. Well, I'm playing the role of Barbara, who is the daughter of Carol's character. I'll let her talk about her character, the oldest daughter of 3. And there's been a family incident, and everybody comes home. you know,
Okay.
to help deal with this incident. I don't know how much I want to give away
Well,
about the story.
okay.
But as in terms of me, it's interesting. I read this play when it came out. I think it was in the late 2010s somewhere, or
Okay.
2007. It was on Broadway.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a production of it. I've never watched. They did do a movie of it. I think a very watered down.
Was there a movie of it?
Very, very watered
Okay.
down movie, which I've heard. So I haven't wanted to watch it because the first time I read this play, I just fell in love with it. And I can't say that there's a whole lot from Barbara's life that's happened in my life, but for some reason, it just felt like something I could
You
get
could
into.
dig into.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, having excellent actors to work with
Well,
makes
I mean,
all the
you're
difference in the world.
experienced, like, we'll put it that way, you're
right.
experienced.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around for a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
But again, it's funny because Carol and I have never worked together on
No.
stage.
Really? After all these
sat there-
years?
No,
Yeah.
All
I
these
would have
years.
sworn we had, and we talked about it, and like, no, I don't even remember how we actually met, but we have never worked together, so I'm
And here you are,
thrilled.
mother and daughter now. Who
We
knows?
are, and it's an interesting relationship, but
Yeah.
it's very complicated, very bittersweet. You know, I'm going through my character is going through her own separation from her husband, and they bring their 14-year-old daughter. Everybody's in this mess of a house,
Okay.
and so I guess I've been ruminating on this role for a long, long time. So when I was really excited to land the role, and our director Michael McDermott has been incredible in helping us bring people out. You know, just helping us, giving us things to think about. It's just
Well, that's the director's job, is
It
to
is.
make you get more out of you than you thought you had.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not a dictator. He definitely goes, okay, this is the one I picked for Barbara, so what kind of a Barbara is she going to be?
Yeah.
As opposed to if he cast someone else. So he's great to work with, and
Well, he's certainly experienced, we'll put
Yes,
it that way.
yes.
Yeah. So, Carol.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay,
play.
Mom, tell us about it.
I play Violet Weston, who's the mother of the 3 daughters. She and her husband, Beverly, have been isolated in this house for years. He's a severe alcoholic, and she's a drug addict.
Oh, you got a happy family there.
Yeah, it's really it's the queen of all dysfunctional families, I think. They have these 3 daughters. All 3 of them are in their 40s, and it's a very complex relationships, and everybody had their in the Midwest. Tracy Letts, the author, is from Oklahoma.
And where's Osage County?
Osage County is in, I think it's in the southeast corner. I might be wrong about that.
Okay.
But it's in Indian Territory, and one of the characters in the play is actually a Native American. And and the actress who plays the part does have a Native American heritage. So, but Violet is a very complicated character. She has her good, warm, sweet moments, and she has moments where she's just completely, just destroying the whole family. So it's very fun to play because she's so complex and she has so many ups and downs. And there's just never a dull moment with her.
Okay, so one of the things that comes to mind is there is a movie out about the autumn moon, and that's about the Osage.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like, at first I thought, was it going to be like that? Is
Yeah.
it, so now I realize that, I mean, I knew before, but that it's not the same story.
No. The movie starred Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And is slightly different.
It's a big issue.
It's
what
quieter.
happened.
The play itself is pretty loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Now you mentioned that you have. So who are some of the other actors that you can mention that come to mind?
Oh, sure.
I'll put it that way
I don't wanna
because
leave
sometimes
anybody
we don't
out.
always
That's
remember
pressure.
everything.
That's-
Well,
I
the
don't want to
other-
slight anybody.
Well, we have the other two sisters are played by Amanda Brink Dorman, and she's been around for a long time. And Bree Rose is playing the youngest daughter, Karen.
I know who
and
she is, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
both Amanda and Bree, I have never worked with them, and we are having, it's so much fun. And I don't even have sisters in real life, and I wouldn't say that we're like sisters, but we're certainly like the Weston sisters in that, you know, we've had this sort of strange relationship between us. It's trying to be a loving relationship, and because of our growing up experience, it's difficult.
Absolutely.
So all kinds of struggles. The one thing I would love to mention though is our
Sure.
set, because
I always ask about the
and
set.
I knew you would, but I wanted to make sure, because one of the things when people who know this play a lot of times think about that's the first thing they picture on Broadway. It was a huge 3-story set, very dramatic.
I heard that you were doing a 3-story.
And we do. We have a 3-story set.
I don't know how you're doing it,
It is
because
the
we were
brilliance
talking about
of
that.
Jenny, her name is Jenny Sinat. She's an incredible set designer, and the Schenectady Civic stage is not big, but she has made it work. It's certainly going to be different. It's we don't have all of the technical abilities that they would have in a bigger space.
Right, exactly.
But it was one of the reasons I was a little skeptical even about whether or not it could be done. But I had faith in
And
Michael and Jenny.
the 3 levels, are they 3 different places or the same building or what?
All the house. It is the
It's the
Weston
house.
family house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the ground floor with the dining room and the living room, kitchen, and then there's upstairs landing with bedrooms off of it, and then the little attic bedroom apartment.
That's got to be amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
really nice, and we're just starting to add the lights to it. And it's getting
It's going to be
very
cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, Carol, do you want to add a few more characters in the play?
Oh yeah. Who else?
My husband's played by Jay North, and he's in the beginning of the play and not later on. And I won't tell you any more of what happens, but so he's major. We have Tony Pallone, who plays the boyfriend of the youngest.
He's experienced as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
very of the youngest daughter, and who are we leaving out?
Sean Olander
Sean,
plays my
yeah,
husband,
Sean
which
Hahn.
is great because Sean's usually.
Wait a minute, you're divorced.
Not yet.
He shows up. Oh,
No,
okay.
we're there as a family.
I'm just checking. Just checking. I want to make sure I got this straight.
No, it's nice to have him because he often goes towards musicals because he has a glorious singing voice.
Yeah.
But he for this play he came out and it's great. He's one of my best friends. Too,
Good,
which
good.
Is kind of
That's
nice.
wonderful. Yeah. And you mentioned a Native American, and who would that be?
That's Abby Roy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's new to me, but I know she's been around. She's very young, but
Yeah.
she's been doing theater in the area for a while.
That's
And,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got a really good cast. You mentioned the set, and who designed it? You said Jen.
Jenny Sinat, her name is.
Okay.
Sinat.
I don't think
I'm pronouncing
I'm
it correctly.
familiar with her, but
She's, I don't think she's not particularly new, but she's just kind of now getting back in to doing community
this.
theater, and she is. I mean, she pulls no punches.
Yeah.
She did a set for Homemade Theater last year for 9 that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's
Well,
designing.
you
a
have to
set.
have an eye. You have to, of course, look and see what's in the play. You know that you gotta.
Yeah.
You know everything is
Well,
perfect.
we have Doug Peak too, who I'm sure you know is one of the master carpenters working on it, and I mean nothing
Doug
wiggles,
Peak is
nothing
amazing.
shakes, every
Yeah,
step is
he's
sturdy.
wonderful.
I mean, we feel like we can.
Oh.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have to
Doug
do a lot
is
on that set.
amazing. I mean, when I see the stuff he does, it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, it's
Yeah,
really
this
good.
is an incredible.
So when is this play, by the way?
Well, we open next Friday, March 15th.
Okay.
And we do 2 weekends, so it's the 15th through the 17th, but then we go up Wednesday through Sunday.
So
the
St. Patrick's
following
Day, you
weekend.
have a day.
St. Patrick's Day we do, I know.
Yeah,
So you can come see our wonderful show, and then you're really going to need a drink afterwards.
After that.
Go out. Katie O'Byrne's is right
Yeah,
down the
you're
road.
close by there.
Yeah,
Good.
either that or you're never going to want to touch a drink again, depending on where you're coming from.
I do know that this is a longer play.
It
It's
is a longer
longer than
play.
the normal. So but it's essential to get everything in.
It
right?
is, and we do. I don't like to scare people. It is 3 acts long, but we're only doing 1 full intermission. So there'll
Okay.
be 1 act and intermission, and then a pause.
A
kind of
little
when you go to
pause
the
and
ballet,
go,
you know, a
yeah.
little brief thing so they can set the stage.
So they're going to get their money's worth.
I hope so. I
Absolutely.
think they will. They won't be bored. I don't think that's for sure.
No,
There's
I'm
a lot
sure.
happening up there.
Yeah,
but-
and it's always great to have these productions that, especially picking a play that hasn't been done in the area, and I think that that's important to bring new plays. I mean, because there's so many that have been repetitive, although some of them are really good, so you want to see them more than once. I'm not familiar with this one, but I'm gonna. And you said it's a movie as well.
It is a movie. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to.
Okay.
But I know
Same
it's
title.
same title.
Same title.
Okay.
Meryl Streep played her character.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
you
also
said Julia
written by
Roberts, yeah.
Tracy
Julia
Letts. The screenplay was by the
Oh,
same
that's right.
author.
That's
Have
right.
you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And
yeah.
how would you?
I find it, as I said before, quieter than the play. To me, it's a more subdued version on the most part, but and not quite as funny, but it's a good play, and
Well, I'll be there, of course, to see it. So, but it's going
It
to be
won the
wonderful.
Pulitzer
Have you had your
Prize.
critique yet?
yeah.
Tonight.
Tonight is your
Yeah.
critique.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I
yeah.
will throw this out there. I don't know if people like disclaimers or not, but the language is very colorful. Very, very colorful.
That's theater
Which
today.
is totally with theater, and it's great because Schenectady Civic has, I hope I won't offend anybody, they've tended to play it safe, and I love them for that, but they're really starting to push their boundaries
Yeah,
a
you
little
got.
bit
Well,
more,
I mean,
and
that's
I'm-
what theater is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just be, if anyone is
Yeah.
easily offended by language,
Yeah. Well, it's just language.
That's right.
It's just words.
and it's for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
It
good.
makes sense. It's not gratuitous.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
and I hope
you.
that we have a
Appreciate the
full house all
Yeah,
the
I
time.
hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks again for being here
You're welcome.
today. We're going to switch over to another theater, Harbinger Theater. Hey,
Hi,
TJ 's
how are
here.
you?
Yeah. And your last name is DamaPoleto?
DamaPoleto, yeah.
DamaPoleto. I just want to pronounce that correctly. So you've got production coming up too, and it's
Yes.
called In the Blood.
In the Blood by Susan Laurie Parks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about it, because it looks, I read the kind of the write-up on it, and poverty and a lot's going on there. So tell me.
There is a lot going on there. It is the regional premiere of this play locally.
Well, that's what Patrick does.
That's what Patrick does. That's what, and I brought it to Patrick, and I was like, "Have you ever heard of this?" And he's like, "I have." He read it. He's like, "We want to do this."
Yeah.
But it covers poverty, but not just as a picture of poverty. It covers what brings a person to poverty and what keeps a person in poverty. It follows the family of an unhoused family of 6, Hester and her 5
And
children.
this is Hester over here.
This is our
Hi,
Hester.
Hester.
Yeah, Nicole is such a pleasure to work with on such a hard topic. It is like the last segment that you were just interviewing. It's got a lot of language. It has a lot of hard topics.
Dysfunctional family?
It is a dysfunctional family.
We just had a dysfunctional family over here.
It is. They do not have a 3-story house.
Oh, okay.
Hester and her 5 children live under the bridge.
So they're homeless.
Unhoused, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a.
Oh, wow, this is powerful.
Yeah, it's powerful, and you know what I love about this piece is that it was written in 1999, and you. 1999. And when people ask when this story takes place, the setting is here and now.
It could be any time.
I mean, in 1999, that's what the playwright had written. It takes place here and now.
But it could still be today.
It's still today.
Isn't that-
It's not
yeah.
even could still be. It is still today.
Yeah.
But it like the last piece has a lot of laughs, and a lot more tragedy.
Yeah, okay. So TJ is the director of this play, and we've got Hester, who, Hester, have you been acting a lot, or is this your premiere, or tell me a little bit about yourself?
This is my premiere with Harbinger.
Okay.
But I've done community theater off and on, but the last few years I've been training in voice acting, so it's mostly been at my house. So I wanted to get back out there, and I saw something come up in Cap Dist and posted on Harbinger, and I was like, why not?
Why
Give
not?
it a try.
Why not? Yeah. So you've acted before and you enjoy it. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about your character, because he's kind of TJ's given us a little bit of an idea.
Yeah.
But tell me how you feel about the character.
Oh, I have love for her. I have a lot of love for her, and we were asked in some kind of a survey about, do you like your character? And I was like, I do, but her choices maybe are not mine. But Hester is a person who's trying to be a good mom,
So she has children.
She has children. She has 5 children, and they're all played by adults, but also the 5 children play the people in society, I guess you could say, who are abusing me a little bit. There is the welfare worker, a reverend, my best friend, and a doctor. And I was like,
And her.
How many characters are in
and my
this?
first love. The
six.
six.
Total.
6. Okay. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
11 characters.
But they're
6
double played.
6 actors.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Hester is trying really hard to be a good mom. And
But she's living under a bridge.
yeah, but she's trying. I will say she's trying so hard to. I think there's something special, and I feel like in learning about Hester and working with TJ to kind of dig into her is that moms make magic out of nothing sometimes, and story, and also the stories we tell ourselves and how we portray it with, I'm not a mom, but like just in that experience, she's trying really hard to be a good mom, but there's circumstances around her, and she's also questioning how society treats women and children. So it's just really interesting to think about that. But she has some issues with boundaries. I don't want to give too much away about her, but I'll say she's trying to be a good mom. She's trying to work through her situation.
The play, while it deals with poverty on a big umbrella level, is a take on the Scarlet Letter. So, by Nathaniel
See your
Hawthorne.
forehead there.
Nothing.
So, it's not just what poverty does to this mother,
Stigma.
the stigma, but also how the system takes advantage of her in that way. So Hester does have this sexualization, this hypersexualization of a woman. And again, written in 1999, and yet this system still exists today.
Yeah.
And the characters who, this cast, when they play the children, that's one of the highlights for me. It is.
Look at Hester.
It's so sweet. We have
My
goosebumps
children.
thinking about her children. But when they double as adults, so you go in there and you open up on this beautiful home scene with the children, and then you see these children come back as adults.
Yeah.
Not their adult selves, but different adults.
Yeah.
You'll notice they don't have names.
The
Except for
children don't
the
have
father.
Okay.
The children have names. The adults are titled Chili,
So-
which is her first love.
Okay.
Um,
The social worker, the clergy.
welfare doctor, amiga gringa, and reverend.
Okay.
And all the different areas where a woman can be hypersexualized, where poverty can be looked down upon at the same time you're in a position to lift it up, and how that affects Hester and keeps her under the bridge.
Well, this is one part of the production. The other is that you're going to be performing this for the very last performance of St.Rose Theater.
Yes.
What an amazing piece that is. It will go down in history.
It will go down in history. And you know what's when we first walked in the theater, everyone was like, "This is a beautiful theater. Like it is a stunning."
Well, I
stunning
don't think
theater."
it'll be torn down, but
No, but still. And here we are in its final production, turning it into the area under the bridge. But we're very excited that people have heard of us as the last production to be at St.Rose.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning going on the night that you do the reminiscence.
Yes, on the 16th.
Yeah, which is March 16th. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thought that, and I'm trying to get some. Well, I'm not trying. I'm planning on going with a professor from there.
Oh, wow.
From Union. From
Yeah.
Union. I'm sorry, from St. Rose.
Yeah.
So it'll be nostalgic for her as well. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
that'll be a big night because it's our official opening night, right?
No,
Or
no,
is it-
that's
you open
Friday.
the night before.
The 15th, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a free preview on the 14th.
Yeah.
But that will be a really nice. Harbinger always really does nice events like that. So to have the light fair and refreshments to celebrate this beautiful theater and hopefully passing it on to the hands of somebody who keeps the theater.
Who knows? Maybe. Well, I don't know, Patrick. I don't think he can buy that one.
That would be.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome, yeah. Patrick is so supportive of community theater. And not only that, he's supportive of new productions.
Yeah.
And those that are written by people that are underserved or represented.
Right.
And I think that makes him really outstanding in our community, because we can always see a play that, Wait After Dark, or, or all these other plays, Orient Express and all that. But to bring out new playwrights is important.
Absolutely.
Because they're not going to be new forever. They're going to be standard.
Patrick has such a quality. Patrick and Chris have such a understanding of the human quality, and
I love them both.
Oh, they're amazing to work with. They're amazing to work with.
Hi, Patrick.
Yes. My first time working with them was for Dig at Sand Lake Center for the Arts, and just understanding that main character of Megan, I was like, these guys know important theater stories that need to be seen.
Do you get his Christmas letter that shows we've seen
Now
358 productions this year?
My first time working with them was last spring, and then yes, of course, this winter I got that letter.
And it's like, whoa! How did you see all these productions?
Yeah, they are the
They're in
godfathers
New York
of Capital
City. They're
Region
here.
theater.
They're there. It's like, my goodness, they're out there seeing it, which means they have an appreciation for good theater. They've got a good eye, and they bring that eye back into our community so that Hester can get into this role and you can direct it and make it all happen. Yeah. This is going to be really a great production, I think, for everybody to enjoy and to see, and to do a great send-off to St.Rose as well. Yeah.
I graduated from St.Rose, so I feel
I
that.
was just going to ask you if you had graduated from there, because you seem to have that little look in your eyes.
Yeah, I graduated in 2012, and so it's very, as you said, nostalgic, but also it's very sad.
Yeah.
But like, what an honor.
What did you major in?
Communications and social justice.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's really sad that we're losing the college, because it's been around, 100 and some odd years, I believe.
Yeah.
And to lose it here, and I don't know where all those buildings are going to go or anything. I mean, it's just a mystery, and everybody's kind of thinking about it, what's happening, and it's really, and they have a good communication. They had a TV station and did a lot of work on that. I do know, I'm familiar with that. So, it's going to, I'm Hester, or not Hester, Nicole. You're not Hester, you're sort of.
I'm
but
both.
Nicole, I have to say that it's going to be difficult for you, I'm sure.
It definitely will, and also it feels really special, because where the theater is, you walk by the communications building and there's all this like notable alumni, and I was like, one day maybe I'll make it up there. But then you walk in the theater and then we have the posters from the show, and I'm on it, and I was like, ooh, I think I made it.
Yeah, you made it.
Even though that won't be around for long. But
Hester.
St.Rose is so community oriented, and I feel like aspects of who I am come from my experience of St.Rose, of how St.Rose is like Reach Out St. Rose Day and Social Justice Week, and it's just such a community like caring institution. So it is very bittersweet.
It's going to be a great show, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. TJ and Nicole, thank you both for being here. It's been a pleasure to see you, and I know you missed the last time that you were supposed to be on. I think that you had to cancel or something.
Nope. Last time I was here was for Violet about 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. So anyways, so good to see you both.
Thank you.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
Okay, good. We're going to switch over here, and oh my goodness, we just have such good stuff coming on. Thank you, Michaela, and also Sonia, for being here today to talk about the event that's coming up in June 1st.
Yes, absolutely.
At Gateway Park.
Schenectady
I
Pride.
know you're doing a lot of work.
Yes.
Planning.
Absolutely.
So you're starting out with planning.
We're a little bit experienced now. We're actually past all the sponsorship. We're still looking for a couple more sponsors, but we're really well underway. Last year was our first year really trying to do it. Schenectady Pride has been around for 12 years now.
Yeah, well, they did a lot on J Street. I
Yes.
think that's where the event was in the past. Now, Gateway, I know was last year that you went down there, and you're doing it again down there.
Yeah, so this will be the third year I think we're at
Yeah.
Gateway. We're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're so grateful for that, and trying to bring as many community members in to
And there's
help
plenty of
celebrate.
parking behind it, so yeah, there's plenty of parking.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And we're partnering with Armory Studios New York, so we'll be able to arrange a little bit easier, and there's always parking at SCCC. So we're thinking about everyone, trying to make it as accessible as possible, and just make it an inviting day for everyone in the community.
Yeah. So you've got a fundraiser coming up, which sounds like fun.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're actually doing a talent show. Do you
Yeah.
wanna talk
No,
about it?
no, you. That's
Okay,
your
Michaela.
baby, so you
Okay,
can feel free to
fight it
talk
out.
about it. Yeah,
Duke it out
feel
there.
free.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different prides, and we're very lucky to be in a place where they're being supported, and more are coming up. The other thing is that they tend to be very similar. And what we're trying to do is break out of that mold and create something new and something that is more accessible. So what we decided to do was partner with Armory Studios New York, and on March 22nd, we have the Spotlight, the Pride Spotlight. And what that will be is a contest, talent contest, so that you'll be able to join us on the main stage. So it's open to everyone.
So this is going to be down in the officers?
Yes, the
Yeah,
officers
downstairs,
room.
yeah, okay,
Absolutely.
good. Yeah,
We'll
because
have
that's plenty of
everything.
room there now.
Yes, so we'll be able to provide, microphones and sound systems and everything. We'll take care of that. If you have an instrument, you can bring it, or your voice, if that's what your talent is. But we want to make sure that we invite everyone out there. If you have a dream, you want to go up on the stage, we want to make that dream happen. So please go on our website or Instagram and sign up so that we can make sure that you get a spot to show off your stuff.
This is on the 22nd.
Yes.
What time does that start?
It starts at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, but if you get a zillion people showing up, you're going to be there till 4 in the morning.
That's
we have a
the problem we want to have. We're still, for the event itself, we're still going to have, your usual favorites of Albany Gay Men's Chorus and just other talents that we've seen in past Schenectady Prides. But for this one, we're really hoping to find, if you do spoken word, if you juggle, if you have a dance, some sort of
You just are open to
tribute.
anything.
Yes, if you want to showcase your talent in any way, that's what we're excited for. And again, if your instrument is your voice, we're excited to hear it. If you have any kind of original songs or productions,
Tribute
we would love to
artists?
see
Tribute
it.
artists?
We would love to see all of it and just really have a wide variety of talent for the actual event itself, because Pride is about all
Pride,
different types
yeah.
of art and all different types of interest, and we really just want to be encompassing of that.
Okay, so tell me how so you're having all these people come out and do show their stuff, so to speak. I'll put it that way. Then how is that going to be incorporated into the June 1st event?
They'll actually have a spot on the main stage.
One person or all of them?
We haven't decided yet. We have 4 judges, and the audience will also have a vote. So between everyone, we'll vote for the top of the top and then decide how many spots we have. But it's very
You're saying that
flexible.
anyone attending this is going to have a voice?
No, I'm sorry. So you sign up through our Google form
Okay.
online so that we know exactly what you're bringing, what you need, so I can provide the technical
Okay,
aspects in the
okay.
background. And so out of those, from 7 to 9 p.m., those will be the acts that will be considered. And then the audience and our judges will vote for maybe the top 3.
Oh, okay.
So that we can have a variety of
Gotcha,
acts on stage.
Yeah, this is going to be really an interesting event. Now, is there a charge for the event on the 22nd? Because it's a fundraiser. We
It
need
is.
more money.
So it's just a $5 just a donation.
Oh, that's not bad.
right. And if you want to give us more, yes, thank you.
You'll take donations.
But we just mean it to be a community event, right?
Yes, and the fundraising is really for just the event itself. We are not even a nonprofit organization. We are literally just a group of people from the community that want to see this happen, that we want to be able to attend this, so that right now we're taking it on and planning it. So this is all going towards the event. We want to be able to.
So nobody's getting paid. They're
nobody's
just all
getting
putting
paid.
Sort of like this production here. Yeah.
We want to be able to pay performers. We want to be able to make sure we have everything that we need. Porta potties, garbage cans. A lot goes into an event like this.
Well, I've been involved with the events that are done in the city, and there's always these rules. You got to have this, you got to do that, and how many people are coming, and of course nobody knows how many people are coming to any event. It could be pouring that day, and nobody shows up. Well, no, that's not going to happen. But my point is they want you to predict so much that you can't predict.
Absolutely.
And like you mentioned, the trash, okay, how about the bags? Who's going to, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. Are you responsible for the sanitation? What? So there's a lot. How do you navigate that?
We just figure it out. I think when there's a will, there's a way. You know, we reach out to as many resources as we can.
You've talked to the city about
Yes,
that.
Sonia's done an amazing job getting us all the permits we have, and we also partner with Capital Pride. So I think the partnership with them, and you know, they do the big Capital Region Pride event.
They do in Albany, yeah.
Yes, in Albany and Washington Park, and they do the
I'm
parade.
glad that you're doing one here.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
continuing it, we'll put it that way, because you've already had one before.
Yes, and you know, again, Pride, there's many different types of people, many different types of interests. Some people are more likely to go to a festival like ours, where it's just, you know, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimate. Yeah, it's an intimate. We're all together. Your supporters. It's, you know, one big circle. You have time to just go around and go to every community table, every vendor, check it out.
So you are going to have vendors there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Washington Park is, you know, they have the big parade, lots of performances. They have a different booth for an alcoholic section, non-alcoholic sections, and then they have lots of different food. It's almost like a fair, and ours is a little more intimate. So we're partnering with them and making sure there's something for everybody.
Right, absolutely. So we'll have vendors, community tables, acts.
Resources,
we might even have a special surprise for everyone that we're not really allowed to talk about just yet.
This is gonna...
but it's something that's never been done in the entire Capital Region.
Never been done?
Yes. So look
wait, and I'm thinking, what has never been done?
And it's completely random. You could never guess.
Never guess it.
We're bringing two worlds together, essentially, and trying to show that there is no stereotypical person who might be part of the LGBT community.
Is RuPaul coming?
I don't know if we have the funds for that.
Yeah, we don't have unless someone wants to sponsor that. We'll take it.
I mean, you know, he's up there, you know, with some really great the drag show. I love that.
We're very lucky to have amazing drag performers.
We're all on the same page here, working together to make sure those things don't happen.
And actually, in that vein, if you're interested in joining Schenectady Pride, our meetings are every first Saturday of the month. So even if you have no experience or just have ideas, also at Armory Studios, New York. They become our really good friends.
Oh, Ray Lacijan, we love you.
Yeah, they've been very gracious with giving us our space.
Ray. He's coming in for another show here. I want to thank you both for being here. I hope you'll come on again and talk a little bit more about maybe when we get closer to that date to promote.
And hopefully we can reveal our big secret then.
Yeah, absolutely.
A big reveal?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you too. Okay, I want to tell you who's coming on next show, and I did mention Ray Lacijan as well. But we have Armory Studios New York coming on talking about dinos. Oh my goodness, the immersive. I can't wait to see that. We have my side coming on talking about the Museum of Innovation, and we will talk with Proctor's Collaborative. They've got a great new season coming up. We're going to hear all about that. The Spina Bifida Association is here. They're having an event coming up as well. And we're going to be talking taxes, but this time we're going to talk about how do you do your W-2 and W-4 forms. So make sure you watch that show as well. You're watching Capital Region Today, and I'm Ann Perilli, your host and producer of this show. And I want to give a big shout out, since they have that screen up there, for all of the volunteers that have been helping on the show. We couldn't do it without you. Love, love, love to you all. Thanks again, and thanks for watching Capital Region Today.